I don't really talk about this very often, but like I don't actually mention what I'm doing with the YouTube videos too much in my real life. Like, I only mention it when, I've been spending the afternoon recording videos, and it is a big part of my life. So sometimes when asked directly, yes, I will tell people about the videos, but in general, I don't really like to share it too much with other people. And one of the main reasons is because, for whatever reason, I always get a negative fallout. Basically, everybody always, I don't know why, but I don't think I ever said I don't have an ego. Like, I don't think I go out in the world screaming like, hey, look at me, I'm ego-free, I'm ego-free, I'm ego-free. I'm just trying to say like, look, I was really unhappy, then I did this and this, and now I'm really happy. But for some reason, especially people in my practical life, like, I don't really, like, I never even consider the fact if people believe me or not, because all I'm worried about is trying to tell you my secret. Like, I feel like this is what I did as directly as possible so that you can do it the same. And commonly people will then try and prove to me that I still have an ego, which is quite hilarious in a few different ways, because the first way is like, how would you know what life is like without an ego? Like, it's only, so I know what life was like before with the ego, and now I know what life is like without the ego. Anybody else that is imagining what ego death is like, they are going to accuse me of having an ego. So in general, I think me saying I am, I have, I want, to them that is ego. So they think that, like, I'm not too sure exactly why, how. All I know is that all the responses are not calm questions. It's always aggressive and, like, hateful. And, like, there's a very strong reaction, usually, which to me is sort of a good thing. Because if you're reacting strongly to something that I may or may, like, that I'm sort of suggesting, then it's working. It's not really fun in my life, because all my friends just yell at me and tell me I'm so egoic. But I just explain one of the most common misconceptions. Also in the, like, pretty much in the comment section, there's always people like, oh, you don't even know what ego death is, and like, you're speaking about yourself like a normal human being. Yes, I am a normal human being. That's the whole point. Krishnamurti spoke in a way to keep himself completely out of it, so that you can find out for yourself. So this is what he did. That's why I always talk about Krishnamurti being the Bible. So all I did was listen to Krishnamurti and understand what he said. And by understanding what he said, it changed my life significantly. Now, Krishnamurti speaks in this way because he wants to be completely anti-authoritarian. And when I understood, it didn't make any sense to me that nobody understands, because it's super straightforward and simple, and it's always the same. When I read the comments that people were making about Jiddu Krishnamurti, all I noticed is that people were saying he was not like a real human being, because he was some religious leader or whatever. Like, people cooked for him, he didn't have to work, blah, blah, blah. He's not like a normal human being. And it's not practical, it's too theoretical, it's too complicated. So I'm trying to do the complete opposite. And of course I'm a normal human being. I'm exactly, like, from the outside I look exactly the same as, like, with ego, without ego, the human looks the same. The main difference is the motivation. So, when I used to wait, so ego is always motivated by ego. So whatever I would, like whatever they, like, so if I went skateboarding, for instance, my ego would want to improve. My ego would want to land a trick. My ego would want to impress people. And now when I go skateboarding, I don't think at all. So there's no, there's no motivational drive to go skateboarding. And then people commonly ask me, like, well, if there's no ego to motivate you, why do you do it then? And I go, well, it's fun. I'm just going down there to have some fun. That's it. Like, I also, you become a little bit more sensitive. So you need to move because it's good for your body. And you can feel that if you stay at home watching TV all day, you're not going to feel as good the next day. If I keep moving, then I'm going to feel fine. I'm going to feel better. So it's not really a motivation, but every day I just finish whatever I need to be doing, and then I go like, okay, what seems like fun now? And so that's not a motivation. It's like, ooh, I've got this free time. How is the most fun way I can spend this free time? So there's no egoic drive, there's no need to get better. So it's about the motivation. So you can't see from the outside if I have a motivation or not. I still exist as a human being. I still want to eat food. The difference is I don't want to take your food, or I don't see your food and I'm not jealous or whatever. That's the only difference. So from the outside you can't see my motivation. If I start stealing from you, then that's an obvious egoic motivation. Like, if I'm just there listening to people talk, what am I gaining egoically from what I'm doing? So other people coming at me. So it's like, imagine you were an Olympic high jumper and you could do an Olympic diving board master, whatever, and you can do a quadruple backflip, and then someone comes up to you and says, hey, that quadruple backflip, I don't think it really was four flips. It's the same sort of thing. Why are you accusing me of having an ego when you don't know what living free from the ego means? Simple as that. And I know you don't know what living free from the ego means, because you wouldn't be so angry, you wouldn't be so aggressive, and you would never dare to assume and I don't know, it's aggressive, it's pure violence. So accusing someone of having an ego, technically it's just screaming at someone for no reason. So I'm not quite sure why people respond so negatively, because I don't think I say I am ego free. I don't think I've ever tried to say, hey, look at me, I don't have an ego. But it's like, I'm not too sure. I honestly don't know. But all I know is in my real life, it's actually pretty bad. Most of my friends, most of the people that I told have then not wanted to talk to me anymore. They think I'm crazy or whatever. Or they're suspicious of me. It's never worked out well for me in my personal life. I personally feel I don't tell my friends because I feel strongly that these videos are something that should be found, not imposed on someone. So I'm not going to go up to my friend and say, hey, your life is better without your ego. If my friend crashes to the floor, loses their girlfriend, loses their job, doesn't have any money, and they have absolutely nothing, then I'm going to go in and I'm going to go say to them, hey, look, life is about nothing. Please accept yourself for who you are. Don't hope for better, don't hope for worse. Accept yourself for who you are right now. That's it. And this is what I'm saying. I don't really tell my friends, but it sort of needs to be found. So if someone's feeling this way and they find the videos, then I think it'll work. If I go up to my friends and tell them, hey, your ego's an asshole, it doesn't work. All I get is retaliation. So Yeah. Just as a quick, like, what I understand as an ego, or it's very, very simple. So I'm a human being. I have basic needs, necessities, and I need to be fed, I need to be active, I need to meet people, like, communicate with people, like, I'm a normal human being. Before, I had an idea of myself. So I had an idea of my past, my future, my present, who I am, who I'm supposed to be, who I'm not fitting into, I'm not loved by my mother. All this added weight, all these ideas, that was all encapsulated in my ego. And as soon as I faced all my past, all my fears, everything, like, especially the past and being unlovable, and I faced it and just went like, can you accept yourself for who you actually are? And stop running from this shit. Stop running from your fears. Stop running from your past. Stop past mistakes, mostly. And accept yourself for who you are right now. And that's exactly when I set myself free, more or less. Or set my mind free, actually, because my mind was limited. And so it's just the idea I have about myself and the idea that motivates me in life. So many people, like, they will try and manipulate everybody to get what they want out of the day. It's a common thing. So much to ego. Thank you very much for listening. Talk to you soon. One love.